about Sam George 4 years ago and Esther making this case, he would have gone ape, forget the word, but you know the American expression. He would have lost it and jumped from station to station and be firing on his social media with lion images. We've moved. The person who you said couldn't achieve it has made sure that we have a single source document.
I go by the name Flamboyant Lifestyle. If not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to on your notification bell so that anytime I drop a video, you'll be the first person to watch. This same registration in which Sam George is trying to let us register again is a fantastic thing, because Sam George is the Minister of Information. He have sat down and he have looked into things. He have sat down with people who are expert in IT, and you have seen the do's and what will really help the country. So if Sam George is trying to let us understand that we should go and register our SIM back, there is no harm in it. But we have to understand that when Sam George was in opposition, when Sam George was in NDC, in which NPP was in power, Sam George was sending so many information and also so many attacks. NPP people were in power, especially the NCA, the National Communication Authority. Sam George was talking about them, blasting them about SIM registration and all those things. And we have to understand that Ghana, where we be there here, no politics be something where be very mind busting. The politics in which Ghana we are doing, someone must go down and someone must go up. That's the politics in which we are doing. We don't support each other. If someone bring initiative that is going to help the country, politics and sort of power, people come and downplay what the person is saying so that they can be relevant and they can be heard, so that they can also come to power. That's the same thing is happening to Sam George. The attacks and things Sam George have been saying and all those things. Because SIM registration there is good, because a lot of people are using this SIM to fraud, this SIM to do so many things in which they are stealing people's money, people's properties, and so many things, in which is very mind busting. So it was a very good initiative. But the way Sam George will be talking and all those things, that's what is really happening. So without not wasting matter, let's listen to Sam George while blasting and also saying so many things, changing his mouth, and right now deciding that we have to re-register our SIM card again.
Take, for example, if you are saying that the last registration that was done, that's the argument of the ministry, that some people use fraudulent national ID cards to register their SIM cards. That should not mean that all 32 million active SIM card holders in Ghana today, or all 32 million active SIM card, the holders must go through a re-registration. Identify those whose cards are fraudulent, because you can do that using the Ghana card registration database, the NIA database. You can do that using the EC voter database. Do that using the SNIT database, and do that using the DVLA database. These are, and even the National Health Insurance, these are all biometric databases that we are synchronizing in the country. So you can do a cleanup of that data. So I'm not expecting everybody to register, but I believe that every law-abiding citizen who genuinely acquired their SIM card will take advantage of the process to register. And let me just state one thing in addition to what DG said relative to what the CEIR will do for us. If you register a SIM card for somebody, and this is because I'm saying this, I want to emphasize on this so that people don't fall victim. Someone will come to you and say, please register for me. Please do not register a SIM card for anybody who is not your dependent. Say maybe your own child or a family member. If you use your SIM, your Ghana card to register a number, and that number is reported as having engaged in fraud, mobile money fraud, and it's investigated and it is found out, the device is going to be blocked, the number is going to be blocked, and the Ghana card is going to be flagged. We've decided to be flexible enough to allow that Ghana card do another registration of a new SIM. But if the same Ghana card is found to be involved in more than one fraudulent registration of a number used in mobile money fraud, that Ghana card will be blocked and barred from being able to register a SIM in the country. Let me serve notice that the minister's threat of SIM cards being deactivated by end of March this year is hot air. It won't happen in this country. Really? It won't happen. There's no legal basis for it. Look, Ghana is not a banana republic. A minister doesn't just wake up and throw orders around. Market. Here. Today first. Yes. Market. I said on the 1st of April. people who have still not registered will be able to use their phone cards, their SIM card.
Okay. How are you so
sure? She will come back and come and tell you she's varying it. Because
1st April is April Fool's Day.
Oh.
Why are you so sure?
Because because we are not a banana republic, and because you cannot just wake up and say I'm giving 6 months. If you don't register your SIM card, you lose use of your SIM card. Go and take a SIM card and look at the SIM card. There are terms and conditions that were attached to that SIM card when I got into a contract with my telco, my MNO. Part of it did not tell me that because of a Ghana card, I would lose use of my SIM card. I have a contractual agreement with you. I have airtime I've bought on my card. Then you say you will not. We will sue them from here to Mars. And we will win the cases. Because at the end of the day, you don't just wake up and use administrative. Look, Article 296 of the Constitution is clear. Yes, you tell me the minister has administrative powers. Yes, but Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution, which talks about use of discretionary power, says it must not be arbitrary, it must not be capricious, and it must not be whimsical in its use. This is arbitrary, capricious, malicious. In fact, all the choices you can think about.
Determinant of Ghanaian citizenship. However, a Ghanaian driver's license, a passport, a voter's ID card, or a national ID card, which we call the Ghana card, are legal and acceptable identification documents passed into law by the Parliament of Ghana. We are asking why the Minister for Communications and Digitalizations, through the NCA, is avoiding the use of the other 3 documents and insisting that we must use only the Ghana card. Ghana is governed by laws, and the respect for our laws and the respect for Parliament, which the Minister is a member of, is sacrosanct.
The Ghana card, you can't transact.
It makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. You want to know your customer, KYC, yes. Know your customer. So if I come there with a passport, a Ghanaian passport, and you see the absurdity of this is to acquire a Ghana card, you need a Ghanaian passport.
Absolutely.
So the source document is the Ghanaian passport. And we are saying that the Bank of Ghana is telling me that I cannot use my passport, which identifies me first and foremost as a Ghanaian, and allows me to get I don't have a Ghana card. If tomorrow I decide I want to do a Ghana card, it is my Ghanaian passport I will take to the NIA.
You don't have a Ghana card?
No, I don't. And I've not registered my SIM card.
You're not registered?
No. And that's why I said I was waiting to see how on the 1st of April my card would be deactivated. I wanted to see how that would have happened in this country. Because you see, it makes absolutely no sense for you to see that Article 296 of the Constitution is clear. That anybody who exercises administrative power must do so in a manner that is not malicious, capricious, or whimsical. The minister's directive flies in the face of 296. You don't just wake up and say, I'm passing it, I'm giving you 6 months. Look, if the minister wants us to fix this problem, and you don't want to see the mad rush on the NIA that is leading to stampedes and injury to innocent citizens, she should simply comply with LI 2006 and allow for all the cards that are specified by law. And I'm very objective. I keep saying that I would support any exclusion of the National Health Insurance card, even though it's listed in LI 2006. Why? After the LI 2006 was passed, you have the Abu Ramadan versus Electoral Commission case that went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that the National Health Insurance card is not a valid identity card of nationality to determine nationality. So I would respect that ruling and say exclude the National Health Insurance card. But driver's license, there is nothing against the driver's license. Passport, there is nothing against it. Voter's ID card, there is nothing against it. And a national identity card. So you would then realize that for the registration of SIM cards, persons who may not have the Ghana card today would not need to rush on the NIA, but could simply use their voter's ID card or simply use a passport to do the registration of their SIM card.
I'll get them to extend to the
because the process, the hard work that had to be done, he opposed it. The work that he has to do is easier than what we did. So he should find a way to cure it.
All right.
Yes. And not necessarily putting everybody through a whole process again. I'm not convinced.
That the process will be seamless.
No, I'm not convinced that we need a re-registration exercise.
Okay.
I'm not. Because if I'm thinking about Sam George 4 years ago and Esther making this case, he would have gone ape, forget the word, but you know the American expression. He would have lost it and jumped from station to station and be firing on his social media with lion images. We've moved. The person who you said couldn't achieve it has made sure that we have a single source document, which is so powerful, it makes work easier. So find a way. You are young enough, you are smart enough, find a way. At least we know that when it comes to creating chaos, you are good at it. But find a solution. You need to find a solution to this one. And it's not to... No, I'm saying so because... I'm saying so because, you see...
You could have said this without necessarily
okay,
having
I
to go
take
there.
it back. But when I sit here and I realize what Sam George put Esla through, he knows what he put Esla through. If I'm sitting here, I'm seeing what the few men in politics, when it gets to a certain level, the sort of vitriol and hate and whatever comes their way, and what he in particular puts her through. But again, she achieved something monumental. So do something without necessarily getting all of us.
Monumental and the same fraud is still ongoing.
So let me just address that.
You've raised some issues.
Will always be there. There will always be some sort of fraud.
It is fine for you to oppose the process or not be convinced by it. It's fine.
I'm going by.
It's fine.
I'm going by the blueprint you laid out
the
for us to
facts are not sentimental. Facts don't care whose ox is God. They are facts. First and foremost. You said I put Esla through. You said I went ape on Esla. Fine. Take all my press engagements and all my social media posts. Everything I complained about that process, many of them were also complained about by Manu.
Imani is not the minister now.
Oh,
you are the minister.
Oh, wait. Fantastic. And that is why today that I am the minister, I am walking my talk and fixing Esla's flaws. You can't expect me to come and say that because she's a woman. I keep saying, look, this whole business
of
she's a woman. She's gone here.
I am saying that she doesn't have the benefit.
We would celebrate women. We would celebrate women not because of their gender, but because of their competence. When we celebrate Marietta Brew for winning the It-Loss case, it's not because she was a woman. It's because of her legal prowess and competence.
Then will it be fair to
so when you want us to celebrate,
will it be fair to conclude that you are incompetent if you are saying that you celebrate? No, he just said something. You didn't correct it. You didn't correct it. He said you celebrate women if they are competent, suggesting that Esther is not competent. But here he sits on a database that she championed and at least worked on.
Would you have her response?
No, you have to call that. You need to take that back.
Okay,
that's not fair. You said you were sitting and I was being a bit too harsh. Esther is not here. He said, and again, that one you are quiet. Jampo is okay. He's quiet. He wasn't. Oh, the minister is sitting here.
Why are you inviting
the other way?
No.
But again,
you finished watching and listening to what has really happened. This same card has come to stay. We are going to register it again, whether we like it or not. This one, you are not going to stand in queues and all those things. A code will just come on your phone. You just dial it, put your Ghana card number on it, your name, you put your date of birth information, and exactly your SIM will be registered. You don't have to go to any office or anything. Maybe if you want to go to the office, unless maybe if you are registering, it's not going through. That's when you go to the office so that they can check up and do all those things for you. But it's a good thing. But what Sam George did when they were in position, that's what is playing back to him. You can also share your comments under the comment section. Anything that you really want to say, please feel free and say it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that anytime I drop a video, you will be the first person to watch. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you another time.